Welcome back, everyone, here to News Now from Fox, showing you a live look at the stocks here. Dow just down about 25 points there in the red. We'll continue to take a look at it right here for you on News Now from Fox. Speaking of stocks right now, I want to talk about Gamestop, because who can't talk about Gamestop, right? I mean, it was up last week. I mean, we're talking about almost 500 and what, 10 bucks a share. And then everything just happened to that stock. Christina Partsinevelos joins us right now from Fox Business. This is so something right now, Christina, from the trajectory that was the highs and the lows right now. Aren't we seeing it all?
Yeah, we are. It's a very, very volatile situation. It's keeping a lot of reporters busy. But you are seeing, like you mentioned, GameStop's share price just really plummet just over the past 2 days or so. Today it's taking somewhat of a breather, well off those highs from last week, which means that unfortunately somebody did lose some money on this trade. And why are we seeing some of that decline? Maybe some of the Reddit investors are taking a breather. Also could be a lot of these larger institutional investors, like those hedge funds. They're not betting as much that the stock will fall. So there's fewer shorts. And because of that, it could be creating a little bit of a smaller pool in the stock. But overall, there's still so much movement with GameStop and AMC and Nokia and BlackBerry. The story isn't done.
No, the story is definitely not done. And last week we were talking, this would be a perfect movie. And then we hear earlier this week, it's going to be a movie. So there's that. And then also, what do you think the future is then for these, like Wall Street bets? And if they've done it to this stock and maybe AMC and other, can they do it again? And will they try to do it again?
No, of course. And it's already been proven. They target certain companies. They rally together to push the share price up, and it's worked. And it shows that maybe sometimes now people may not be investing necessarily on fundamentals, which would be the balance sheets of these companies, the cash flow, the profit margins, the board of directors, et cetera. Instead, people are just pushing up the stock price because other people are doing it or because they believe that they can make some money. And so that's what we're seeing. And other big institutional investors are paying close attention. AMC, for example, the share price is up today. BlackRock, which is a big money manager, just disclosed that it increased its stake in AMC by 60%. So it bought 6 million shares of the company. So you have this incredible volatility. And to answer your question, you said, could this happen again? Yes, it happened in silver a few days ago. You saw the spot price of silver, actually the commodity silver, climb to an 8-year high because it was heavily shorted. And a lot of Reddit investors thought, hey, let's kind of screw the big guys and push up the price of silver. And then today you're seeing it with a marijuana producer, Sundial Growers. The share price of Sundial Growers did hit 20% higher today, and a lot of the Reddit, Twitter, Discord investors are saying, hey, let's see that stock go to $2. So yes is the answer.
And, that'll be a lot of people what they're looking forward to and seeing what the next big thing will be. But as far as for GameStop, I mean, like you said, there's people that are losing money on this. We heard from Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports. He said he lost $700,000 on GameStop and AMC. But what about the trading platforms? What's the future, you think, for like Robinhood, where they were, everyone liked them before. Now it seems like it's not the same mojo right now.
Right, and so the reason that people are angry is because Robinhood and other trading platforms, not just Robinhood, but Robinhood was the spotlight and probably had the hardest restrictions. Robinhood stopped people from buying an unlimited number of these highly volatile stocks. And because people weren't able to buy the stocks, you saw the price decline. And so people are blaming Robinhood for that. But Robinhood's reasoning for stopping or putting restrictions on has to do with the brokerage firm. So you and I, if you're using Robinhood right now, we're not the actual customers. We're the users because we're using the platform for free. The customers are these market makers, these brokerage firms like Citadel Securities, Virtua Financial, etc. And so the trade, let's say I buy one stock or one option of GameStop, will go through or is done on the platform of Robinhood, but then it is executed through a brokerage firm. And these brokerage firms saw the volatility happening on Robinhood. They told Robinhood, you better make sure you have more collateral, so have more money, or else we're not going to execute these shares. This is very simply put. So it's the brokerage firms that put a handle on Robinhood, and then Robinhood had to put a handle on all the users. But users are saying, hey, it's Robinhood, it's the big hedge funds that are influencing it. Regardless, this entire situation is not going to end because you have Washington that's paying close attention, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen calling a meeting with top financial regulators to look into this matter. And then on February 18th, Robinhood's CEO could face the wrath of House Representatives, if you want to call it that, because there's going to be a meeting on February 18th, and Robinhood CEO is going to have to explain why they put those restrictions in place.
That will be a must-see, no doubt about it. Here's another thing I want to ask you about. What happens when GameStop releases their earnings? I mean, what's going to happen with that? We saw Amazon yesterday release their earnings. It was blockbuster numbers. I mean, they killed it, and the stock really did nothing. I know Bezos said that he was stepping down from CEO. That's a whole nother matter. But, like, look at Amazon. They crushed it, and nothing really happened. What's going to happen if GameStop doesn't produce those numbers that the market is showing right now?
Yeah, Amazon, it was a blowout quarter. It was a $100 million profit, I think, or $100 billion. Don't quote me on that one. But like you said, you are seeing a little bit of an uptick in Amazon. It's kind of odd to see that reaction so far. But with GameStop, with their earnings coming out, again, this narrative that people are pushing the stock up, it's not necessarily on fundamentals. So maybe it does absolutely nothing. Maybe the share price continues to climb, even though GameStop's performance may not be that great. GameStop did announce today that they're hiring an engineer from Amazon Web Services, and that engineer will be their new chief technology officer. So maybe that is a slight sign that GameStop is trying to improve their online presence and trying to improve the online video games that they provide, because we know the retail, the actual brick and mortar stores aren't doing as well because not as many people are going into the stores when you can buy everything online. Overall, the performance is, this movement that we're seeing with a lot of these Reddit investors has been going on under the radar for the past 3 months or so, but blew up this month. So we may not see that much of an increase in improvement in GameStop just because it happened so quickly. If anything, the earnings report might be dismal.
Yeah, and that will be something to see when that does happen. What will happen right after that? I love when the market closes and it's right before those earnings are going to come out. As a reporter for Fox Business, is that like the Super Bowl for you when you have these big companies that are about to release? I mean, what goes in the mind of a business reporter like that?
That's a great question. I guess more the psyche. The earnings report, yes, is exciting because you have to shoot out the headlines that are coming through, and then you have to parse through whatever documents you have in front of you, and you have to do this quickly and accurately because whatever you're saying, you're sharing it live with an audience. So it's really important that you are spot on. But I would say the excitement too, just even last week, watching these crazy movements with GameStop, with AMC. Is exciting. I have to also point out it's people's savings and money involved too, so it's scary for a lot of people. And it wasn't just Dave Portnoy, the CEO of Barstool Sports. You had a lot of people online sharing their losses, but then a lot of wins at the same time. I think that the big narrative too, we have to think, we can't just keep calling these guys, these Reddit armchair investors, amateurs. Maybe some of them have been, researching and paying attention to markets longer than some of these newer analysts. So I think that that's a big thing. These retail investors saw something in the market that a lot of people overlooked. They capitalized it. So I don't think we can necessarily discount them for not knowing and keep warning that they're going to lose big. Yeah, maybe they'll lose big, but maybe they'll lose or win quite a lot too.
Yeah, it's definitely a new wave, and it caught the attention of many. It caught the attention of Congress, and that's all going to be coming up in the future. But Christina Partsinevelos, thank you so much for your insight, as always, from Fox Business, always giving us the breakdown of what's happening. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we'll be talking soon.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. More news now from Fox, everyone, continues next.